I can see that.
Yeah. So they would ban it for Piglet. Well, now it gets through, and now they're banning it again. So Team Liquid Academy showing that they've got another composition up their sleeve, though. Nidalee and Braum are the next two bans for TLA.
And Nidalee, someone who has kind of fallen in priority a decent amount over the past couple of weeks. It's been nerfed a couple of times, and people are really starting to just prioritize more like tanky junglers and stuff. Nidalee's still a great pick, don't get me wrong, but it used to be something that like pretty much always got banned or first picked. Yeah. Now sometimes it just straight up gets through drafts. Otherwise, there's like other picks where you're like, oh, maybe I could use it. So it's more situational now. It's one of those things where I don't think Piglet is going to want to go into a losing 2v2 like that again. You know, they got smashed in the 2v2. That's definitely not Piglet's playstyle. He wants to be the guy to carry. He wants to be winning those lanes, and getting bullied on that Ezreal probably did not feel too good. We'll see if he's going to try to switch it up at all, if he wants to go for something different. At the same time, he could just go right back to that Ezreal, try to play it safe, run it back a little bit, and see if it can't go better for them. Especially, you know, the Braum into the Alistar, I think is a pretty good matchup for the Braum. I also do feel that Ezreal is very good against that Alistar, because you don't want to play someone who's pretty immobile. If you're playing like the Ashe, who's very meta, for example, or the Jhin, who's very meta, for example, right now, you have to be so scared of these Alistar engages. You get Q flashed, you get knocked into the team. There's no real escaping it. Whereas on the Ezreal, you can buffer your E. Even if he lands the combo, you're already gone. So this is something where there's a lot of ways to escape it, and when you do have more of that powerful engage from Nova, it could be something that they want to try to go for. At the same time, as I'm talking about the Ashe and saying you might not want to pick into the Alistar,
he's giving it the old cover. Yeah. Piglet, previous world champion from Season 3, says, you know what? This might not be a great matchup. I'll take it.
I mean, I think it's fine as far as like the actual laning. I just always worry picking some of these less mobile AD carries into someone like the Alistar who has that explosive engage. But at the same time, if he positions properly, if he plays it safe, he will be able to be okay there, and he's always going to have those engages from the backline. Yeah. With the Ashe arrows, he has scouting with the hawk shot, something that's really kind of overlooked and underestimated. It's one of the reasons this champion is so good in pro play. You shoot one proper hawk shot, you spot out the jungler, that is worth a lot.
Yeah. Piglet, he has had some difficulty with positioning on this Team Liquid Academy squad over the past few weeks, playing Lucian previously, and it's now being picked away from him, but consistently finding himself in the front, even over the course of some of these fights, just getting slightly left behind, and you don't want your AD
gotta get in there.
Yeah.
You gotta get in there, you build the ghost blade, you get the cleaver, you get aggressive.
Piglet, but giving your life to the enemy team for free, not always the best idea. So now it's up to Nova to pick their top laner. They are going up against Solo's Gnar, which means Golden Glue gets to take a rise into a Blaze Olive's Azir. Final pick looks like Aurelia going to be locked in. No, last second swap over to Jax.
Aurelia would have been something I think a lot of people would be pretty comfortable playing that matchup. I've heard, I've not played this matchup a lot myself, but a lot of players do feel that Aurelia is pretty favorable into the Gnar. Jax, I think, can go that way, especially going towards the late game. But it's one of those things where you can also kind of get a little bit behind on Jax, so you can just keep getting kited, you're getting harassed. It can be very frustrating, especially with those kind of the Frozen Mallet builds. If you cleaver Frozen Mallet, if you go for those kind of 1v1 builds, sometimes you can just kite out the Jax for a very long time. It can be very frustrating. He jumps forward, you hop back. If you avoid the counter strike, you're going to then get run down because you kind of lost your mobility already. So it's something that has to be played kind of very carefully. But if you do get ahead on that Gnar, you can really bully out the Jax. And at the same time, we know how Jax works. If you get an advantage, you can really split push down. You can take on these 1v1s, these 1v2s, and really crush turrets.
Yeah, and this is something we've seen Nova try before, the 1-4 split push. But as the teams load up for game number 2, update your Twitter votes. Use hashtag TLA win or hashtag NVA win as we get ready to get on to the Rift. Team Liquid Academy looking for their second win. Again, this is a best of 5, so they've got to do at least 2 more before advancing towards that final spot. Nova looking to bring it back with some late game bonking on some turrets with Flaxish. We'll see if he can quite pull it off as the pressure is on for Nova. They opened up an advantage in the early game and actually held it throughout most of the game, but they just weren't able to expand it enough to break the base, to really crack Team Liquid open.
They fell short on a couple of team fights. They also gave up vision around the Baron and gave up a free Baron, which led to a free Elder, which led to the first inhibs going down. So these are things where they know their mistakes. They're pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
And they can obviously try to look to improve on that. If you can run it back and have a great laning phase like they did, they can look to try to close it out earlier. So we'll see if they can improve on it. And honestly, one of the biggest problems really was the engages from that Bard. And having that off the table is maybe going to make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, well, now they only have to worry about Nidalee tossing spears and Ashe tossing arrows instead of a Braum tossing those tempered fates. So we do have a bit of a pause as we're getting into this. So we're going to go ahead and keep on talking a little bit more about this. Nova, they've been a team that stereotypically likes to team fight in the Challenger Series. They got the option to do that in that previous game. But Team Liquid Academy, instead of beating them with that, we're just going to play around the map and outmaneuver you, they actually met Nova in these team fights and were able to keep pace.
Yeah, they did a great job, and that was really off the back of a super fed Vladimir, right? You know, that allowed them to be able to do it, and I think it's one of those things where Golden Glue is a guy who, when he gets a lead, he knows how to extend it. He knows how to compound that advantage and spread it to the other lanes, right? He's roaming. He's helping out the top lane who's losing. He goes down bot lane, takes down the Lucian when they're losing that 2v2. So players like that are such high impact players, and those are the guys that really can make game winning moves, game winning plays, and when you're getting absolutely smashed in a game and you have a player like that who is still just going off, it makes you feel comfortable because you know that you can depend on him to make the plays. You can sit back. It's not going well for you. Farm it out. Play passive. Allow the person who's having the good game to try to make those plays and make those calls because they're kind of on a roll. They're feeling confident.
Yeah.
And that can kind of snowball for the rest of the team, and it can make it like feel a lot better.
It definitely rubs off on you. Not only that, but also the mentality of, hey, we've got somebody who's going off, even if we are doing bad.
Yeah,
we can just feel good about the fact that, hey, Golden Glue's still doing good. He's going to share those good vibes with the team. So we actually do have a bit of an audio issue from Nova. They're currently looking to fix that as we get the players into this. Hopefully that'll be fixed pretty soon. But Team Liquid Academy, hopefully this time, they won't quite start off at so much of a deficit this time in the game, and they won't have to worry about trying to claw their way back into the game off the back of someone like Golden Glue.
Yeah, a lot of that really did come from these disadvantageous matchups. Ezreal not so hot into the Lucian, Shen not so hot into the GP. So they have better matchups this time around. And I think that should help to eliminate some of those problems. At the same time, there's always the potential for outplays, for creating those advantages even in even matchups. So we'll see how that's going to go. We also do have Nidalee, definitely a very different style from that Hecarim last time around.
Yeah,
and we'll see if they're able to carve out any advantages for themselves.
Yeah, this is very different from the submarine composition where it's like, hey, we're going to flank and team fight you. This is arrows and spears and then a lot of damage from Ryze and Gnar if they can get onto them. But as you can see, we have loaded onto the Rift. Audio issues resolved, and Team Liquid Academy currently ahead 1-0 over Nova, looking to turn it into 2-0 win. Race forward onto the Rift. We'll see if we get another lane swap this time around, as Piglet and Stunt headed towards that top side a little later on to keep Solo safe from Flaxish. Well, this time might be a little bit different. Ooh, Solo just sticks his tongue at him and throws a monocle. You can't do that, Solo.
I think last game it was kind of clear that TL wanted the lane swap. They did not want even matchups. We'll see how they feel about them this game, because I think that all their lanes are pretty workable. Yes, you can still lane swap for other reasons, and it's still totally a fine strategy, but they're obviously happy to sit down here in bot lane, and Piglet and Stunt are setting up to take those doubles, take down the golems, and we'll see if we do get those even matchups. It's looking like it will be that. And I love seeing the standard lanes. I think it's a lot of fun to see these players kind of just battle it out right from the very start.
Good old-fashioned skill matchup. Standard lanes. This is what us regular old Dynamo Q players are used to. You don't see lane swaps in Dynamic Q.
Yeah, very, very rarely. The only time I've really experienced a lot of lane swaps was in ranked 5v5 when I played a lot of that last season. When you start getting up into Challenger and stuff and playing some of these teams that are actually playing for this, and then lane swap you. And you have no clue what you're doing, and I'm like, oh god, I've never had to do this before.
1v2. Oh no, they're diving. Oh god, and they took the turret.
Yeah, some of those games turn real tragic real fast when you don't know how to lane swap and you're playing against a good team. You know, even the university teams and stuff are very practiced at that.
Yeah.
And I got smashed a number of times, being pretty useless in the top lane, not knowing where I'm supposed to go.
I got to admit, sitting in the middle of Gold 3, I have not seen... Well, no, that's not true. I saw one lane swap in a single ranked game. It went awful because the enemy team had no idea what they were actually doing because it's cold.
I feel like most of the time when people initiate those lane swaps, it's more like the whole team's not wanting to do this. Someone just goes to your lane. And you're like, well, I guess got to go to the other lane now. But either way, we do have those even lanes.
Yeah.
Already a couple hundred gold ahead for TLA because they do kind of have this slow push, and Piglet and Stunt did take advantage of that, able to control the wave. And
same thing for Solo in the top lane.
Yeah.
He's opening up a pretty comfortable advantage over Flaxish, too.
Yeah, Flaxish, he's going to want to kind of just try to be careful, avoid too much harass, pick up that farm, and wait for situations where he can actually aggress and start to get back in and fight back in these matchups. And we do have Ku sitting down here in the bot lane. He has actually spotted out the Nidalee with that Tremor Sense, so knows the Nidalee was in the area, and they may be looking for a gank here. Remember, what happened?
Oh, that's curious.
I'm not actually sure what happened there.
You can't cancel it, right?
No, I don't think so.
It might have been just out of the range of the tunnel.
Yeah, but the tunnel popped down the other side. That is bizarre. They were definitely trying to go for a gank there. And
yeah.
Tunnel came out. I don't really know what happened. Either way, no pause, so we are continuing on.
Yeah, very curious from...
Bit unlucky, perhaps.
Nova, yeah. I would definitely consider that unlucky.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite is the Zac bug. Whenever you set up the leap and then randomly leap in a different direction from where your cursor is pointing.
I've not experienced that one.
That one is not fun. You're like, all right, I'm ready. I'm going in. And then you leap back into the jungle. Wait a second. Yeah, I think we finally fixed that. As you can see, Nova and Solo, or Flaxish and Solo trading. That's a lot of damage from Flaxish.
Nidalee's up here, though, so he has to actually be careful, and this could get turned around. If Flash just wants to go aggressive, and yeah, he's trying to bait him in. Now
that was
Moon
actually
is
the
here.
leap strike. He dodges the spear, though.
He can still go down. We'll see.
Red buff lands the slow Flaxish counter strike.
He's got to dodge the
wear off.
He's got to dodge it.
The auto flash, auto spear, first blood Moon.
Well played there by Moon, and Solo with the bait. Flaxish looking for the outplay, and now he is going to be in a brutal deficit after that start. He's already down 12 CS, and now he gets killed with the wave crashing into his turret. So disaster mode, and Ken maybe going down in the bot lane. He's getting low.
Yeah, they managed to proc stun. Rakara is going to eat a stun of his own. Piglet's at low health. 4 summoners ready. The knockup finds 2 exhaust. Ken in the front. Heal traded. Piglet. Oh, he's already used his heal, but he dies as he doesn't make it into vision. Stunt running as fast as he can. But is it? Oh, he's got flash. He should be able to make it just fine. Yeah, able to back away.
Wow, and again, Nova's bot lane bossing around TLT. It's a 2v2 outplay. They get the straight up kill. This is a fight that TLA actually chose to take, and regardless of proccing those bomb stuns, some really nice re-engage there from Ken. Rakara able to chase down, gets the kill onto the Ashe. They're going to be able to shove it in, and great stuff here. So they do start it off, and Ken getting that proc in onto him. But Rakara doing a great job trading damage in, and they push the Ashe back a fair bit. So although they are low, look at that combo. Beautiful stuff there from Ken. Heal comes out. Piglet tries to flash away, but Rakara is right on top of him. The heal is more than enough to keep Ken alive, and Stunt does get out of there, but carving out advantages for themselves once again in the bot lane has got to feel good.
Certainly does. Rakara returning to lane with that serrated Dirk. Piglet with that
This is dangerous.
Caulfield's hammer. As Ku looking for a potential dive, but
yeah, I don't think they're going to go for it. It's pushing away from the turret. There's like no chance this would work, so.
He would have to take a turret shot tunneling through to put it there.
But I mean, it's a full HP Gnar. He's by his turret. He's almost level 6. He is now level 6, and he had his Gnar bar full, so that was never going to happen. I think he was maybe just sitting around in case the Nidalee did kind of come up at that moment. Just be ready there more for a counter gank than an actual engage yourself. And Moon going for Tabby's first on Nidalee is something I actually think I've never seen. I feel like people almost always, I feel like people almost always want early AP on the Nidalee. So the Tabbies, that's pretty interesting. I mean, if you get stuck in these fights, yeah, there's a lot of auto attackers. Like the Rek'Sai is going to be auto attack damage, Jax, the Lucian. So this will be a more tanky Nidalee, but it's just not usually the kind of thing that you want. You want more just the damage and kind of the AP. Flash just chooses a trade, and this is what I was talking about. If you can't actually land the Counter-Strike and get a big amount of damage in when you jump in, the return trade on the way out is so bad. And they're going to dive him, almost guaranteed up here. Solo is filling up the Narbar. Moon is here. There's no flash on Jax. If they can execute this properly, should be a pretty straightforward dive. We'll see if they can do it. Rek'Sai smells it. He is moving up here, but will he actually be here in time? All right, they're spotted.
Ooh, spots out Moon. There goes the spear. Flaxish is able to back away with his life. So Ku, with the presence of mind to know that this is happening, Ken, though, immediately aggressive.
Oh,
forward.
nice combo.
Gets the stun for the knockup, but Rikara can't quite follow up with the Ardent Blaze. He's going to eat the stun in just a second. No, turns it around. Level 6 for the culling. Misses a lot of those back shots, and TLA get the better of the trade.
Close trades back and forth, but yeah, that Braum shield, great plays there from Stun, able to block out most of the damage, but it's a Blaze Olive. Round 2 didn't work out in the first game, but they're far up, and Piglet has no summoners. That should be a kill.
Ken goes in again. He eats a stun, slides
Nice
over
combo.
the wall. Ken is still alive. They're able to pick up a double kill for Rikara.
And they get the TP out of Solo also. He actually had to cancel there. Could have got interrupted by the Jax. We didn't really see what happened. We'll find out about that later, but this is a 3-0 Lucian they're looking to punish. Flaxish is low. We'll see if he can make the outplay. He jumps away from the turret. He's got to be careful here. I don't think this fight can win. He's trying to just run straight out. Nice dodge. Will be okay. But the lead is getting pretty gross in the top lane, so they're going to have to convert on bot lane. Good way to do it. Take down that Infernal.
Yeah, Infernal Drake going to be secured by Nova as Rikara 3-0. All three of his team's kills spoon-fed by Nova as Ku and the Blaze Olive and Ken are able to help him get that. Meanwhile, as you've said, Flaxish on a bit of an island in the top lane, suffering some consistent pressure from Solo. Ku is going to steal away this red buff despite Stunt being there, and Moon. Secret Agent Ku. Oh no! Oh wow, and he even doesn't check the bush, so Ku is able to get out just fine. He's actually waiting around just a little bit to see if maybe he can sneak behind Piglet and Stunt. He's all over the wall now.
They're going to go for it, and this is Alistar moving up, has the flash, and this is still a flashless Piglet, and I think he's going to be dead again.
Oh,
knocked
Piglet gets
in.
knocked
nice
forward.
Stuff.
He's got the heal. Ricard's trying to kite it out. There's yet another knockup. Piglet drops the 4th kill for Nova's bottom lane.
Jeez, this is just a rout in the bot lane, and Piglet has got to be getting frustrated. He's getting focused so hard, and I talked about it. You see the Alistar locked in. You lock in the Ashe. It's kind of disrespectful, and he's getting punished big time.
Oh, yeah.
There's no outplaying the combos when you're playing Ashe and Alistar. He just flashes on you. He combos you.
Yeah.
You can't dash it. There's no avoiding it. So you have to be positioned basically perfectly, and they're just focusing on this big time. Once again, Rikara is out to a massive early game lead. Last game could not convert in teamfight victories in the mid game to get that win. Blaze Olive.
Flash there. The spear follows up, but it's chased up. Moon pursues, but a Blaze Olive makes it over the wall, dodges the spear, and escapes with his life.
Really good plays from him, actually. He trades flash for flash, actually flash for 2 flashes, and survives that gank. So really good stuff from a Blaze Olive. Comes up big for the team, and here it is once again. So Piglet, close to having flash, but actually does not. At least it did not show on the Spectre client earlier. So he has no flash, no way for him to get out as soon as Alistar comes in from behind. But they don't have the wards, they don't spot it out. Another kill here. Would have been nice if we went over onto Rikara, but still it's a 3-0-1 Lucian. He is getting strong, has the Zerkers close to the Ghost Blade, and it's going to be a menace. We'll see if they can capitalize, because last time when this happened, Golden Glue was getting huge at the same time, right? That was their advantage, and they're looking for the dive top lane. Ooh, here comes TP. They got to back out.
Yeah, Flaxish too
is
far
gonna
forward.
die.
He flashes, but he's still
Ryze
caught
here.
by the slow. Here comes Golden Glue. He doesn't have a flash. Flaxish is running. Ken
good
will
job by Ken.
sacrifice himself. Level 6. As the arrow misses, will they be able to catch up to Ken? He's proc. Stun will drop him. Finally, he goes down, pinned against the wall as Flaxish leaps in, but Ku tries to turn it around as he heads towards the top with Rikara to make it a 1-for-1 trade. It's still 5-2 in favor of Nova.
It is, but the gold is actually pretty close because of the monstrous lead that Solo has over Flaxish. Like, 102 CS to 57, and he has the kill and the assist above him. So this Gnar is absolutely spanking the Jax right now, and we'll see if Nova can kind of stem the bleeding in other ways, right? It's kind of the reverse of the last game where it's Nova losing in top lane. They're having to move pieces around there to help him out. They get the turret in the mid lane, and Lucian is extending his lead to other lanes. So he's doing a great job. Really impressed by Rikara. 2 games in a row, absolutely smashing the bot lane from TLA.
Yeah, Team Liquid Academy surprisingly showing some weakness from Piglet. Season 3 world champion. Having some trouble against Nova's constant pressure on that side of the map. Still keeping pace in CS, though. It's just the kills being fed over to Rikara, who so far is 100% kill participation. And this is looking suspiciously similar to a game played earlier.
Yeah,
but
so here is that replay. And they don't actually know that Moon is here. So this is where it has to be kind of called off. Ken was seeking in. They see Moon. Nice TP in from Golden Glue. And this is really smart here by Ken. Flash just would have gone down for sure. So even if Ken dies, it's pretty worthwhile to trade your life for your top laner. But he delays a long time. Flash forward, re-engage there from Flaxish. And now it is Ku joining up. Solo going to get taken down by who else? It's Rikara. So good plays on both sides. Ken stepping up for the team so far.
13 minutes in. Nova now with a 1,500 gold advantage from taking down that bottom and mid tier 1 turret.
Yeah.
Next Drake is going to be in 90 seconds. That's another Infernal that Nova definitely want to further open up this advantage over Team Liquid Academy. However, with pressure on the top side of the map, Team Liquid Academy look to shut it down, and Shannon Crystal Arrow is off of cooldown.
Yeah, they're looking for it, but Ku is moving up here, so if they take too long to kind of pull the trigger, this could get turned around big time. They're going to need to be careful. Remember, Rikara is massively stronger than Piglet right now, has completed Ghostblade, has the Zerkers over him, and thankfully for TLA, they back off. They did not know Rek'Sai was here, but they haven't seen him in a while. It's kind of one of those things where somebody's like, ooh, it's kind of getting risky.
Yeah, Ku having a huge presence over the course of this game.
Doing well.
Picking off a few kills and dissuading a few others, helping Nova open up their advantage even more.
Yeah.
But for now, things slowing down as these teams are preparing for that eventual Drake. Junglers on the opposite sides. Flaxish trying to catch up in CS, still about 30 down behind Solo.
Thankfully, he's been given that bot lane because they won that lane. They took the turret. They can move him down there, pick up some farm. And he's basically just going to try to rotate away from this Gnar over and over. At least that's what I would expect because it's completed Cleaver. You can see the bot lane's already kind of heading down towards mid, maybe even towards bot. We'll see if they send the Jax up to top lane. I do not think he has any chance in the straight up 1v1 right now. Gnar is just too far ahead. So they're going to try to either give him help or just kind of move him around and try to have him get to that late game stage. But for now, it is the Infernal spawning up. Moon is there in time, and what can Ku get done here?
Ooh, good spear is able to find Rikara, and he gets an additional chunk.
Yeah.
By that boomerang. Here comes Moon.
Enchanted
Crystal Arrow finds Ku. He's stunned up, but the stun wears off. Ken in the front gets the knock-up on
Moon
the Moon.
Really low here, though.
Break secured. They turn on the Moon. There goes the culling. He's taking a lot. Golden Glue in the back line is leapt upon by Nova. They pick up the kill with Rikara. That stunt dodging the Emperor's Divide, and they can't quite find a way in. Oh, the spear from Moon is going to trade that kill over.
They tagged him on the way out, but importantly, Nova get the dragon. So that is 2 Infernals now for them, absolutely massive. And a 1-for-1 trade is just icing on top. They take the mid laner, they lose their support. You'll take that 10 times out of 10. They're looking good. Can they get anything more, though? TLA wants to take out this turret. Blaze Olive very low. He knows that summoners are kind of missing. There's no Ashe ult, so he's feeling okay to stay around. Clears out the wave. And the turret will survive for now.
Yeah, Flaxish defending his bottom tier 1, dodges the bell tower toss by Solo. And now you can see Ken rushing his way down to catch up with Rikara in that mid lane. They will be able to defend. And now Nova trade 1-for-1 of those kills, but they open up that neutral advantage. That's what they wanted to do in the previous game, but were unable. And Ku actually racing in, looking to collapse on the Piglet. Ken is there as well.
They saw Moon. They didn't want it anymore, and now Ken is going to have to sacrifice himself.
Yeah, he's separated from the rest of his team.
Yeah.
No ultimate, no flash. Goes down to Golden Glue.
They did not know Moon was on that side of the map. As soon as the Rek'Sai actually saw him there, Ku pulls back. Ken has to be the sacrificial lamb. He didn't have flash, didn't have ult. no chance for him, so they pull out of the play, give up a kill here. At least it is just a support, and we'll see if they can hold on to mid lane. Ooh, nice arrow.
Catches a blaze
No
off. The
cleanse.
spear follows it up. He's
gone.
taking a lot of damage.
Oh.
Where's the Emperor's Divide, and he slides away. Nova
So close.
barely survived the dive. Oh, but here comes Rikara. Goes the
low.
desperate power. A lot of damage. Rikara's trying to get in, but he just doesn't quite
They're
have
also
enough.
low.
He's looking for the kills. They're all so low. Moon will answer with one. That's going to be Flaxish from behind, catching the kill onto Moon.
Yeah, Flax just actually got the one on stunt. Moon went in there, tries to get the execute, does eventually get taken there by Flaxish, but he was kind of having a little bit of hesitation. He didn't know which way he should go. Should he go forward? Should he go back and peel the Nidalee? But Moon actually making a pretty smart play there. Would have gotten chased down, so he actually turns around, takes a kill with him, and potentially saves a lot of his teammates since the Lucian did turn around to clean up. But it's a 5-0-3 Lucian. He is getting huge. Moon has been the standout for TLA so far, but it's a lot harder to have that team fight power on a Nidalee. It's not someone that you can just walk in very easily, and here we have it once again. Piglet, long range, ulti, nails him. A lot of damage actually from Golden Glue put on Deku. So watching this replay, that's actually a pretty big mistake. It should have been an easy dive there onto the Azir. Unfortunately, Golden Glue is splitting onto the tank Rek'Sai. Put like 2 or 3 combos into him, and now Golden Glue is low. In comes the massive Lucian looking to clean up. Unfortunately, cannot quite get Piglet. And then it's Moon going in for the X2. Does get a kill, trades there, and Flashes did pick up the Braum. 1 shot away from killing Piglet, though. 1 shot away from killing Golden Glue. Very, very close.
Unfortunately, not quite able to pick up the double kill.
Yeah.
Now that next Drake spawning soon will be another Infernal Drake.
Oh boy.
And Team Liquid Academy, they're already preparing for it with Piglet and Stunt securing that top tier 1 turret. That means they're going to be pretty free to sit in that mid and bottom lane.
Yeah. Yeah, at the same time, Nova is pushing up here. They're trying to get this tier 2 bottom turret, at least getting a ton of damage. I don't think they can actually kill it. Ooh, it's close.
Arrow goes wide. Might have been trying to bait it out with the dodge. Calling to push out the minion wave as well. Oh, but there goes the knock-up. Solo looking for it. He's got flash. Oh, gets knocked away by Ken. He's still got that flash, though. Ken might try to lose his life here. Solo will drop the stun. No, he gets knocked up. Is Ken going to get out of this? Oh, he loses his charge. There goes the snare. TLA finally catch up and pick up that kill.
Still, Ken has made a lot of nice kind of sacrifice plays. The scoreline may not be the most impressive, but he's been saving members left and right. And now here comes the TP flank. 4 members looking for a Blaze Olive. Ken, they get the collapse. He sees everybody. He's going to go around for the turnaround.
Holy
nice play.
No way. He's actually able to avoid them all. Oh, but he's taking turret aggro. The minions are passing through. Moon catches up with the flash.
Blaze Olive has had some incredible escapes here on the Azir. I'm super impressed. They kill him, but it's a flash from Braum. It's a flash from Nidalee. He dies without using any summoners. That's actually pretty okay. It's not really a big deal at this point in the game because there's nothing for TLA to start. He's going to be up before the Infernal, but back to the topic of the Infernal, 3rd one, if you give that up, it's such a huge advantage for Nova, and at the same time, if you can take 1, then they only have that 1 advantage, right? They're up only 1 dragon instead of the essential 3, and Piglet going to get chased down.
Oh,
that is big.
Another kill for Nova as they catch Piglet overextending without anyone to peel for him. And Nova still pretty happily in the lead, up in kills, up in turrets, but it's even in gold between the 2 teams. 50 CS lead for Solo is going to help even that out.
30 as well for Moon. He is 4-1-2, quietly doing very well on the Nidalee and looking for that dive, threatening it at least. They just want to get the turret. Ken is trying to threaten on the side. They're going to pull back, dragon spawning. You got to keep your health up here because you do not want to give away that Infernal. It's so important at this stage. If you get it, that could actually just be instrumental in ending the game. Triple Infernal is insane.
And Nova now grouping up around that river. Got to wait out this Mega Gnar for Solo.
Got to be careful, though, because Ken is on the side. You know, always can look for those flanks if the team does get together here. But they're kind of backing off, and Flaxish does have his TP. They do not want to give up this dragon. They definitely want to fight for it. This is going to be a massive fight as far as deciding this game. And TL has the inside track on the mid lane. They're trying to just push it down, get them to rotate into these awkward positions. Flaxish heading back to top. This turret should go down here. not the end of the world, but Jax still has TP.
Yeah, they aren't quite able to break that turret just yet. So very close. 100 health left on it. But Coop over the wall. He's going to be caught by Piglet, taking a lot of damage. The stun locks him down. They're trying to pick up this fight. Ken in the front line now. That means Coop can get out. The spear catches it out. Flaxish hops over the wall, but that's Ken going down. The stun on the Flaxish. Solo pulls Coop back in, and Team Liquid Academy are cleaning up with 3 kills, and they're not going for the Dragon. They're heading towards the Baron.
And if they go for Baron, if I'm Rikara and Blaze Olive, I run straight to Dragon. Trade. They should be going for that. I think it's honestly the win that you can get here. Instead, they're kind of paralyzed. If they go over here and don't even stop this, then they're going to give it the Infernal right after. So we'll see if they can make the hero play. They want to try it. They feel like they can't afford to give this up. And a lot of damage being done here by Azir. It's getting low. He's going to go in.
He's stunned instantly, but goes down. The Baron picked up by Nova. Rikara heal and Yomu. The slow misses, but he has a very limited amount of time left. He will drop. Piglet shut down kill.
That is unfortunate. I don't think that Blaze Olive should have gone in. I think he should have just tried to pick up the kills on the outside. And here's the engage. This is super botched. So look at this. Ken actually goes in, flash, Q's nothing.
Yeah.
So he messed up his combo after Ku had already gone in and gotten nothing as well. Then Flash just TP's in. It's his turn to kind of go for like the 1v5. Their front line just gets slaughtered, and Lucian and Azir are kind of just left wondering what happened. And now in the extended fight, they did go over. They did not decide to go for the Dragon. That would have been the easy trade. Like, yes, they're trying to be the heroes and take them all down, and a Blaze Olive diving into the pit. Sure, that looks great. The one times out of like 300 that it worked, but
in a blaze of olives or glory.
I gotta say, I'm really disappointed with that shot call. I feel like you just take the Infernal for free. You have 3 Infernals up over the opponents. You don't give up your lives.
Yeah, no chance of any more Infernals spawning.
Yeah, that's the last one that would spawn the game. Instead, they go for a broke. They give up their lives. They give up their summoners, they give up the Infernal, they give up Baron, and now they're down 4,000 gold, so disaster for Nova.
Suddenly, Team Liquid Academy, after that successful fight, are able to break this game wide open, now looking to use that Baron buff for quite a bit longer. Looks like they've still got another 2 minutes or so on that.
Yeah.
And currently pressuring the mid tier 2 and Solo heading towards that top tier 2. Which means that Nova have got to defend for quite some time in order to try to stem the bleeding. As Team Liquid Academy answer back with a powerful mid-game swing.
Definitely do, and just a lot of mistakes from Nova. It's kind of been the story for them is they get these advantages in lane, you know, they're looking great, but they're just kind of throwing them away with these poor team fights, these team fight errors, shot calling mistakes, and it's very, very costly. You don't have to necessarily outplay your opponents in 1v1s and laning situations all the time. If you just play consistently, you make the right calls, and you play solid League of Legends, which is what TLA is doing right now.
Yeah, they're not able to catch the rotation of TLA on that top tier 2, and it too goes down. It's now even in turrets, but 6,000 gold lead 25 minutes in for Team Liquid Academy. Definitely going to be feeling pretty good, and now they're even trying to pressure down this mid-tier 2. As the minion waves come crashing in. They've still got Baron buff for another minute or so.
Solo has Mega as well, so they have to be so careful of that, and just the threat of the Meganar means Nova gives up another turret, they back off. It's almost a 7,000 gold lead now. The Infernal is not really going to matter. You're only 1 buff advantage over your opponents. You know, it's a difference of 2 taking that third versus giving it away. So
that is a huge swing for Team Liquid Academy. They break down all 3 tier 2 turrets with that Baron before it finally wears off.
And with all the global gold, your lead on Rikara doesn't even really matter anymore because Piglet is just kind of been farming, even though they got smashed in lane. You know, he's 3-4-6. He's up 20 CS. He's doing totally fine. And he's utility 80 carry. He just has to kind of add that damage from the backline, look for the arrows, and he's always going to be able to do that. So has a lot of CDR. Piglet doing his job despite, you know, falling behind in lane. And once again, Golden Glue is very strong. 3-1-8. Look for the arrow, swing and a miss.
Yeah. Still tossing it out though. A Blaze Olive. Forced to sidestep it and abandon that Sun Disc.
Yeah.
But that is just going to stem this tide of minions rushing in as Ku continues to take damage on the far side. And Nova are forced to sit back and defend their base as Team Liquid Academy now control all 3 lanes and now the jungle of Nova.
They definitely do. They're looking solid, and TL looks like a team that knows how to close out games. They know how to work with their advantages. Their macro play is just a lot more solid than Nova, who seems very talented individually. You know, they can make these outplays and stuff, but they don't always seem on the same page. They don't always know what to do next, kind of thing. TL has that advantage. They have these experienced players, guys who have played in LCS, guys who have been at Worlds, and they have the advantage of knowing, you know, kind of what the next steps are, how to stay calm, how to continue to extend these leads and really open it up.
Oh, Ken spots out Moon and just bops him on the ground as he clears out yet another ward. Currently, it looks like Team Liquid Academy are trying to use that experience and veteran play to just outmaneuver Nova around the map. Speaking to the past, that has been one of Nova's weaknesses, keeping up with some fast rotations, fast turret takes. We saw how effective that Baron was for Team Liquid Academy. Now with a fresh recall and some additional items, they set to besieging several inhibitor turrets. Nova are forced to sit back and defend.
Yeah, they are. It's a position they're familiar with, and they do have good scaling. Once again, you always have this Jax. That's kind of thought in the back of your mind. You always have to worry about this guy just split pushing, you know, eventually getting the stage where he can 1v1 and take out these kills. And if he does get to that stage and they can continue to delay, that is Nova's way back into this game. For now, they're down over 8,000 gold, but they have a squad that can kind of turtle it out and hold on for a long time. The tough part becomes when you give up full map control. It's so hard to challenge for neutral objectives. And when you lose the Baron, when you lose these dragons, it becomes very difficult to actually hold on because the minion is so tanky. And if they can at least stop Baron and stop that from happening, Azael is scaling, has incredible wave clear. Lucian can help out a lot with the wave clear. They have a great front line, and they have the split push. You have a 4-man squad defending the base. You have your Jax just scaling, and looking for these 1v1 plays. We'll see if they can ever make it happen.
Yeah. Flaxish at 2 items right now.
Full item behind, though. That's the tough part, right?
Yeah. And a level now. Yeah. Solo getting pretty big on those side lanes, using that early advantage as now Baron and that Cloud Drake are set to spawn very close to one another. Team Liquid have already got some pink wards around that Baron side of the map, and what appears to be one single blue trinket on the blue side jungle for Nova, so they'll spot it out if that blue buff respawns anytime soon. Team Liquid Academy just continuing to clear out the vision around this Baron side of the map and try to force Nova into either making a blind face check or some sort of mistake. As they start to maneuver around the map and look for that Baron bait, look for that play. They're over the wall. They might just catch Ku, but he spots him out.
Yeah, good check there from Ku, utilizing the Prey Seeker. TLA was setting that trap, standing still, and Solo's looking for the flank. He has a lot of Narbar here. If he can get in, this could be the game. It could be devastating for them if they get taken down.
They see him. The Narbar's building nice and slow, though. He takes a lot of damage before he finally pops Mega Nard, but goes down before he can slam. Now that's Ken trying to keep them away as Ku chases forward.
I don't think Nova can catch up, though.
Yeah, they pick up the kill. Whoa, how did Flaxish get bottom? Hashtag just Jax things.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time. That's why it was so important, because TL's shot call was to go all in for this 5v5 fight. Smash them, take the inhib, and potentially even end the game if you get a clean engage. But at the same time, this is how you win with the Jax. You hang on, and Nar comes up here. He goes for the fight. It doesn't work, and Flaxish is just going to try to trade his life for this at the same time.
Whoa.
Nova's going on to the Baron.
Oh, the arrow is caught by Ken.
He failed his combo again.
Back. He flashes forward with Ku to try to turn it around, but Ken again will drop. And that's going to be another 2 kills in addition. Flaxish has made it out. There goes a teleport by Golden Glue.
Yeah, they just want to go straight for the inhib from so good to so bad, just like that with Nova. They push down, they get the inhib turret, they take the free kill. They try to go for the 4v4 Baron, or 4v3, I guess, and they get absolutely smashed, trying to do it in the face of TLA, lose all those kills, don't get the inhib, and now they are staring down the barrel.
TLA are actually chasing forward. They're looking for the Nexus itself, and they're trying to end the game right here and right now. This is a stun onto Flaxish, but he's going to drop. The Nexus turret's dropped despite the knockup from Ken. It's trying to be cleaned up by Ricardo, but it doesn't have enough. Team Liquid Academy, 2-0 so far over Nova.
Oh, God, that just such a quick turnaround there.
Yeah.
They did not have the patience. Nova is trying to make everything happen at once. You got to do it piece by piece, and they got this big win. It's like we have TLA looking to go really aggressive, trying to get this big flank on Gnar, which if you get the perfect team fight, Jax is split pushing, you can end the game. That's great. They go for it. They're in the position where they can afford some mistakes, even if it happens. You know, they have a big enough lead. But for Nova, they get a win. They get the inhib turret. Jax is having all this free time, picks up all this gold. Take that and move forward, right?
Be okay with just that one thing.
Instead, they want everything.
Yeah.
They try to get the Baron and the inhib and the turret and the kill on Gnar, and they end up, you know, just losing on all sides.
Yeah.
Jax gets pushed back by the Rise. They get smashed in the Baron pit. And within a span of like 2 minutes, it goes from, wow, they're back in it, to, ooh, they lost the game.
Yeah. Pretty crazy moves from Nova. We've actually got a replay for you 8 minutes in. Nova managed to get a double kill, starting strong and putting pressure on that bottom lane.
Yeah, they've looked incredible in the 2v2 matchups. And we talked about how risky of a 2v2 this actually is, for Ashe. You know, and not even just so much about the 2v2, but just playing as Alistar in general. It's very scary as an Ashe. You're not that mobile. And Nova, you know, they're trading back and forth. And then Piglet, he thinks that they can fight. Unfortunately, in goes the Alistar, lands the combo. In comes the Azir. Ken even stays alive. They have to bail out. It's a double kill. And this was actually after already having gotten a 2v2 straight up kill.
Yeah.
So this was a roam. This was a gank that was really good from Azir. But they'd already killed them in the straight up 2v2. And they continued to kill them in the straight up 2v2 with ganks. With, you know, the Ashe being flashless after the first kill, they were able to easily take it back and get another kill. So they looked so good there. But once again, they cannot extend their advantages with that. They struggle to take this Lucian who's super powerful and do anything with him.
Just not quite able to secure the game. Now we've got another replay for you. 21.5 minutes in, Team Liquid Academy turned the game around after being at a deficit.
Yeah, so here it is. Once again, mistakes. Ku goes in. He's by himself. 1v5. Ken tries to follow up. He fails his combo, which has happened multiple times in the team fights. So he flashes forward, Qs the ground, has no W, and then flashes. He's TPing him from the back. He's in a 1v5. He's like, where's the team at? The Rek'Sai is already basically about to die. He's bailing out. Ken is already bailing out. And now you're just a damaged item Jax. No tankiness. You're getting slaughtered in there. So there's no way he could just solo someone out. And they really have just kind of thrown away a lot of their leads in these team fight mistakes, in these shot calling mistakes. It's like they seem like they're really good at laning. They're really good at doing these individual things, skills that you really learn a lot of in solo queue, like in the dynamic queue when you're playing, you know, with teammates or just by yourself. You can practice laning. You can get really good at the mechanics. You know how to lane. You know what these matchups look like. But when it starts getting more complex, you have to make more and more difficult decisions. That's where they're falling short. And they're feeling like the macro play, the shot calling is not really there. To the level that TLA has it. Yeah,
TLA with the luxury of that experience looking very strong. Now, Team Liquid Academy are one Smash Nexus away from securing their spot in the finals. We'll see if they can close out this series against Nova when we come back. You're watching the NA Challenger Series.
You were going to say LCS?
I was. Piglet's at low health. 4 summoners ready. The knockup finds 2 exhaust. Ken in the front. Heal traded. Piglet. Oh, he's already used his heal, but he dies as he doesn't make it into vision. Ken goes in again. He eats a stun. Slides over the wall. Ken is still alive. They're able to pick up a double kill. They turn on the moon. There goes the culling. He's taking a lot. Golden Glue in the back line is leapt upon by Nova. They pick up the kill with Rikara. That stunt dodging the Emperor's Divide.
We'll see if they can hold on to mid lane. Ooh, nice arrow.
Catches a blaze. The spear follows it up. He's taking a lot of damage.
Oh.
The Emperor's Divide, and he slides away.
Same time.
Whoa.
What was going on in the Baron?
Oh, the arrow is caught by Ken.
He failed his combo again.
Back. He flashes forward with Q to try to turn it around, but Ken again will drop. And that's going to be another 2 kills.